Alright guys, I just wanted to go over something. We're gonna get T7 gears. Not C maybe, but mainly KR, right? But it might transfer to C potentially soon, but if it's tied to content, then we might not see it. Apparently it's after chapter 5, but if it's not tied to any story related releases, then Shlong might consider it as a system update and they'll just implement it into the game like 2 weeks after this patch. Now, that said, let's go over the new gears. So obviously we have T7 gear, right? As this post says, obviously the Pinnacle was pretty much the Maze and Gordius combo, and all of, obviously, you know, other unique T6 gears like Shaolin, Kyle, all that stuff, right? Now, the reason why B-Side had decided to work on a system that allows the players to farm new gear is so that they could compete with the current best one without being a time and number gated type of feel. And T7 was the perfect moment that they could introduce both these changes, right? Now I'm gonna say it right now, this change will basically make it so that it is almost impossible to whale on these gears so that free-to-plays have a chance to actually beat those whales. I'm saying this because the third substat for Relic gear cannot be rerolled. You have to either get the level 2 or level 1 or level 2 version, the highest version obviously being the best, and that is RNG. Level up to like +5, +7. Oh, this is the best roll? Hell yeah, keep it and then re-roll it later, right? Other than that, if you don't get the right roll, trash the gear, go farm more. So that's why it's gonna be a little bit more free to play in a sense. Not exactly free to play, it's basically anti-whale. It's interesting for sure. But yeah, aside from that, if you guys do look at the gears for maze and stuff, like let's say the maze attack is like 200, right? And then up to like 250 max or something, it's gonna be changed by like, as the changes are right here, basically the maze attacks will be up to like 350 at +10, which is pretty damn huge. It's like 100 extra increase, HP main stat, that kind of stuff, right? Which is pretty huge overall, and that's free, so might as well, right? Other than that, it obviously depends on tier and rarity of the gear. Overall should help in PvE content, etc, etc. Upgrading current gear to T6 to 7. So here's the thing, the requirement is +10, which honestly isn't that bad, and then achieving 100% strengthening on both substats, which also isn't that bad. Those are the only requirements. The cost is also really not that bad at all. It's only 3 million credits, 200 of the elite upgrade materials that we already... Actually, no, we don't have, I don't think. The 200 elite upgrade materials is the T7 type materials, and to get this, you can actually craft 600 of the advanced ones, the T5, T6 ones, into 200 elite ones. So that's actually not that bad. And then we have 400 purified devices, masterless ports, and a nightmare extract for accessories. Weapon, armor, right? This is from the 3 new dungeons that are going to be released. This is actually going to be harder than the E1 stage, so it's going to be pretty fun for content, I'd say. And honestly, I don't think they're going to be that bad as well to farm. Besides that, obviously, you know, farming these new stages will also give you relic gear. But anyways, other than that, it'll take 3 to 4 days worth of Eternium to actually get enough materials, which isn't that bad either. We all were looking for the end game. This is going to be the end game. So this is the list of equipment that can be upgraded, which is going to be Maze, Gordius, Hummingbird, Courage, Sincere, Challenger gear. Challenger gear is the Challenge 4 gear that I was talking about. Superconduct gear, which is rate gear, and exclusive equipment, which is a really good sign that they want to keep exclusive equipment in the game. But they didn't mention Shadow Hall gear. So Shadow Palace gear may just stick to T6 gear, which is definitely interesting. It's going to be kind of like a crutch in a sense, in terms of DPS gear, but I'll explain some of that later. Relic gear is going to be basically the best one, right? So obviously the substats and main stats will be increased alongside T6 to T7. That's why T6 requires main substats, etc, etc. Here's an example. You see right here, max is 17.6 now, 12.1% skill haste, that kind of stuff. This is T7 gear now with the materials. So honestly, not that bad. So yeah, T7 relics. Gonna be same thing as Shadow Hall pretty much. It has 3 substats this time, and it's R to SSR. And always tier 7. Addition to the 2 stats the current gear has, and once you upgrade a Relic 2+2, you will unlock an additional random stat. when the relic gets further upgraded to +5 and +7, the third stat will also be increased by a random value. The random value part is really important because it adds a bit of RNG to the game. Not only do you need to get the stat you want, you also have the stat you basically need it to roll well. So this is what I was talking about. So +2 is the first level of additional random stat. +5 will give you your first level. Oh, did it roll well? Nice, okay. +7, did it roll well? Oh, nice, max value. And it's the right value or the right substat you need? Amazing, that's what you need. So that's basically it. You can't wail for it. So that's the good part about this. Also, in normal gear, you can change the prefix suffix using blue binaries, 18 per roll for SSR, and the set of the relic using gold binaries, 12 per roll for SSR. The third stat cannot be changed at all. So here's a table right here. I'm gonna zoom it in for y'all, just for you guys to see a bit. So, seeing this, you can see that swift, relic weapons, armor, crown, and movement. So obviously the main stats, you know, the same stuff, right? And the prefix is something that we might not be used to. So instead of guaranteed ground damage or melee res or whatever, it is going to be a small boost of 2.2% skill haste, attack speed, or speed on all 4 pieces of equipment. Obviously more on the accessories, meaning you can stack up to like around 10% skill haste at the end with all of these, or if you choose attack speed, 10% attack speed or 8%, all that good stuff, right? So basically it's giving you a customization or choice. And then you have your suffix, which is usually your substat, right? And it's pretty much the same. Okay, substat, easy, you don't even have to think about it. 16% is the max now. Nice. 17.6% is the max now. Nice, easy. The third stat is what is the most important. You see that the first substat, the prefix, is absolutely kind of useless, though it's kind of good once you put it all together. And you can change it, by the way, so it's too easy. Three substats only. Too easy to change this. But the thing is, your third stat is your most important. Obviously, if we ignore attack, HP, and speed, and CC res, you have your important stats of attack percent, HP percent, crit damage res, and skill haste and attack speed. So that's like 5 wait, 1 2 3 4 5 6 substats, 6 third stats that are really useful. And you have to hit the right stat, and then you have to hit the right rolls to get the maximum amount of percent. Now, this is actually really important, simply because if you guys didn't notice, on the right here, there's a relic crown, which gives you anti-ground damage and stuff, but the movement actually has res. So this can actually be very good in terms of tanking substats, where, as you know, I believe the weapon cannot get anti-ground damage res, right? So it can never get that, so that's fine, right? So this is pretty much almost on par with Gordius. This is basically Gordius. If you get 2 times movement and you run double anti-ground damage res, that's pretty much a semi-Gordius, right? And then you can run skill haste or attack speed depending on what kind of tank it is. And then you get HP percent for your third substat. You can actually get HP percent now, which is extremely huge, because in total you get how much? 26.8% extra HP. That's basically an extra set, and that's for the third substat, along with the traditional, like, what, 35% plus 50% anti-ground damage res. It's insane now. And then you get your extra 10% skill haste for a tank that you probably need or something like that, or attack speed for faster animation speed. It's up to you. So there's so much more customization now. You can literally get crit damage res on this option too. So instead of HP, you can go for crit damage res. It's up to you, honestly. Obviously, the current PvE list is crit damage res on the first 2, and then for your accessories, you want ground damage res, and that's like the meta right now, right? Now with this endgame gear, you can literally choose a couple of things. You could choose, like, okay, maybe I want crit damage res once on one of these, and then, like, you know, 20%, 18% HP on the other, because you obviously crit damage res is always gonna help, right? Especially in PvE, but maybe you would want 2 crit damage resistance for PvE for 70%, so you take way less damage, just like how you would in Gordius sets, right? And then 2 of them can be HP, which is still a lot more than what you would have had with Gordius. So there's so much customizational options here. Yeah, to go on, you can see that with everything from all the third stats, right? CDR on every single piece, you can get 37% from third stat plus 9.2% for the prefix, which is right here, which is 46.2% plus 30% for the set. That is 0.2% more than Maze. That's not much. It honestly doesn't matter. So for free to plays, you guys could grind that much to get a barely better Maze CDR set with the same anti-ground damage. And that's pretty much the only thing that's the same thing when you comparing it with Maze. Now if you go to attack speed, instead of having a 20% attack speed plus 40% skill haste from the attack speed Maze set, you now can instead get 47.8% attack speed with ground damage subs. That's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy, I'm not gonna lie. You get 47.8% attack speed subs. It's pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. It's pretty good. Now that's an option. As for characters like Guyun, right? Guyun would actually not want to use this relic here. She would actually still want to run her attack speed Maze skill haste set, which gives her 40% skill haste. Well, actually 30%, because your weapon is 40% attack speed in total. So she would actually still prefer to run that rather than this. Because, I mean, being honest here, okay, you can probably still run this without one of the weapon, right? Since I believe it still should be the same set. So you could basically gather around, let's say, I'm just gonna do a fucking random guess. It's gonna be around 58%. Because if you're only using the weapon, you don't get 1.8% attack speed and you don't get 4.8. So you don't get like 5%. So you get, let's say 5, 10, 15, 17, 19, 21-ish plus 20%, 40 plus the set. Yeah, you get 61% attack speed with Guyun. Do you really need that? Maybe if you want, honestly, you could if you want. You can get 61% attack speed with Guyun if you want, or you can go for the standard 40% plus Maze CDR set for 30% attack speed plus your ground damage. It could be the same thing. Although I guess it really wouldn't stop you to actually just go CDR instead, right? Because if you go CDR, it's like 8.8%. Let's just say 10%, 20%-ish. Let's just say it's around 28%-ish, right? And then 30, 34, 36. So you can actually get 36% plus 40% attack speed. So honestly, actually, yeah, you could run the Swift Relic sets with Guyun's weapon still, and it would still be the same thing because Maze also got upgrades. So 30% is what it should be. It's like 36%. Whatever. Y'all get the point. Basically, it's just like certain characters want certain things, right? And this basically gives you a lot more optimization now. But yeah, like for certain DPS for soldiers and stuff, this would still help as well. Because one, you can go for attack speed, anti-ground damage stuff, and then straight up attack percent. So now you have this much more attack percent on your soldiers, or just Rosaria. Imagine Rosaria, dude. Look how much damage you can get. More skill haste, more anti-ground damage, more attack percent. It's ridiculous. So you can get a lot more damage now from relic gear. And obviously how to get relic gears, you have all this other stuff, right? Dungeons, level 130 enemies on stage 4, drops 1 R to SSR. Crafting takes this much materials. And obviously there's new UI stuff as well. Also improve the filter, increase the inventory space to 200 to 300, max inventory space from 1750 to 2000. Overall, it's pretty damn good. That's for this video. Hopefully you guys understand for a bit. If you guys have questions, please ask me or some other people, because this is probably going to be a really good system, honestly. Very excited for it. It's pretty much just pure RNG, but honestly, being honest here, it's just like, do you really have to complain about it? It unlocks after chapter 5, meaning the free-to-play players can farm it real early, so pretty good stuff. But yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys later.